we go. Hey, you'll get a chance. Yeah, you'll get a chance. I'm going to call the meeting to order at this time. Thank you for all who've attended tonight. Thank you, board, for being here. Kelly's absence is excused tonight, and we do have a quorum, so we'll move forward. And appreciate, again, everyone's taking their time out on this beautiful evening to be here. We begin our meetings with a word of prayer, and tonight it's going to be our treasurer duet. So, thank you, Gene.
Bow our heads, please. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day that we have today. And as we go into spring and the beautiful flowers and stuff that start popping up, Lord, we know this is from your presence. We ask you, Lord, to be with us as a board tonight and decisions we make for the township and give us wisdom we need. Thank you, Lord, for the employees that we have and the hard work that they do. We ask that you can continue to be with them. Be with our police and fire, Lord. Keep them safe. Bring them home to their families every night. We thank you, Lord, for this country they have, for our president, for our elected officials, Lord, all the way from federal down here to the township. We just ask continued guidance. Thank you, Lord, for sending your son that we just celebrated Easter, that he died and rose for our sins. And we thank you for forgiving us of our sins. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Thank you. Nice. You would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States
of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with liberty
and justice
for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. I've already taken roll tonight here for our absent clerk, and we are in a quorum position. So we'll move forward here with approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
This agenda.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We have our agenda. Okay. On the front end of our agenda tonight, we have Rich Houdeman. I hope I pronounced that correctly, from Consumers Energy. And I also see Joe Bush, whether he's here to speak along with you or not. We're always glad to see you, Joe. And But I believe, Rich, this is your opportunity here to speak to the board, and we do appreciate you coming. Oh, I'm sorry. And yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll have you introduce yourself and your role as well. Thank you for coming as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Go ahead. I'll let you just go ahead and say your name, so they know who you are.
All right. You're really
Yeah, pull that down.
It's okay. It's all right. Amy Gilpin with Consumers Energy Permitting and Zoning.
Welcome.
All right, so okay, I got it back. All right, Amy's going to help me with this. Again, Rich Houdeman, Consumers Energy. Really happy to be here tonight. We'll talk about it, but obviously, we've been here a long time. We've come alongside of Georgetown and its growth. And now it's kind of interesting how much this area has grown. And we're excited we're honored to serve this area. We're honored to serve a lot of Ottawa County. And we're just here to talk about the importance of this project and how it's important for your growth and the reliability of how we're going to construct this so we can keep the lights on more often and it will have a more resilient system. So we'll get into that.
Rich, if you don't mind, just turn that mic a little bit towards you.
Oh, sure.
Raise up and just get a little bit closer there so everybody can.
Yeah, I'll lean in a little bit.
Great, thank you.
So, I don't have to tell you guys this, but it's just good for our people to understand. We have 90,000 miles of power lines, but not all places are the same. And Michigan is really not overly growing as a state. Our load that we generate power for is fairly flat, but obviously your area is growing immensely. And as you can see, back when my wife lived here on West Lane in 1990, you were quite a bit less than you are today. Probably I don't know, almost double since then. I'm not sure. It's probably pretty close, but yeah, Ottawa too. Ottawa, my goodness. We've been very honored to be a part of Ottawa's growth. We're the #1 taxpayer here in Ottawa County by eight times the next closest. And Campbell and Zealand have a lot to do with that, but we also have a lot of other infrastructure, substations and things like that. This project adds to it. So why do we need a substation? Substations are a very integral part of our distribution system. We're all served by a circuit that comes out of a substation. And I live on one, you live on one, we all live on them. When we face that, as more and more customers are served on a circuit, they become a little longer, they're under a little more strain over time. And we haven't really onboarded too many substations since your growth boom started. Georgetown's pretty unique in the fact that you're a first ring suburb with the Jenison area, and then you're also absorbing new growth in a second ring suburb, like where my in-laws live over in Medina and the old Rolling Hills Golf Course area. It's just really explosion of growth. So the Eagle substation, that's probably, I didn't name it, but I'm sure it has to do with your school, and rightfully so. Eagle substation has been a part of the long-range plan to add capacity to electrical capacity. Sometime we want to start it sometime this year, maybe early next year. But another thing that if we can shorten the length of the circuits we live on, Eagle's going to be in the middle of about 3 or 4 other subdivisions that you're all served on today. What Eagle does is shortens the length of your circuits that you live, so there's less opportunity for disruption. And we're also going to be, if you look at the bottom there, we're also going to be adding these devices that create almost like traffic lights. So if one circuit goes down, our technology is getting really smart where it can reroute power. It can fuse off some customers there's going to be some customers out, but we can maybe able to backfeed other ones and fuse off while our crews work on that outage. We can repower maybe some other part of the circuit where we never used to be able to do that before. So our goal is to keep the lights on more often and for longer than we ever had before. How is this substation going to be fed? So right now, this is where we are tapping into it's called the 345 line. It's up by your water tower up toward Fillmore. So we will have high voltage lines that tap into that 345 by the water tower and run that down to the intersection of 36th and Baldwin, and where we own property, and then that's where these lines will power that substation as we start to step down power from the high voltage areas that run around the state. We start to bring those in locally so they can safely serve your meters in your house. We've been at this project probably about a little over 10 years. We acquired the property from the church around that time, and we've been accumulating easements from property owners along that corridor since that time. And we like this because we can bring in we have a Hager Park sub that's over on 40th, and the intersection of a lot of our different substations, this works really well to feed into your electrical network, how you're served here. And I think this is where Amy is going to help us out.
Oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll lower it. Goodness. Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you real quick, like what a substation, like how it starts and where it comes from. Because 6 years ago when I started with consumers, I didn't know. So I thought maybe there might be others who don't know. So basically, if you look at this graphic, the power is generated at the power plant. And from there, it's very high voltage. And I'm going to say the word voltage like 30 times, so just forgive me. So it goes from the power plant to a transmission substation through the high voltage transmission lines. Those high voltage transmission lines are the ones that you see typically like along highways or whatever. They're like the huge towers, the huge metal towers. And so the electricity in those are very high, and you can't just run those right to your house. So that's why it's called a transmission, because it's literally not connecting to anything other than the power plant and the transmission substation. From the transmission substation, it goes to, or it connects to we call it HVD, high voltage distribution line. And that's what Rich was talking about is going to be going down that one corridor. That's the easements that we've been working on getting, is for the high voltage distribution lines, HVD. So that transmission substation is basically like a step-down facility where it kind of brings some of the electricity power down so that it's on its way to getting to where it can actually go into your house safely. So from the transmission substation goes to the HVD lines, and then it goes to a distribution substation. Eagle Substation is a distribution substation, and there's many more distribution substations than there are transmission substations. Transmission substations are very large. Distribution are smaller. That you typically see those like in neighborhoods and that type of thing. And so at the distribution substation, HVD lines come in, LVD lines go out. Low voltage distribution is what LVD stands for. And those are the lines that you'll see like going into your neighborhood and connect into your home. So that's basically how electricity gets to your house. It has this really long pathway, and the Eagle substation, like Rich had mentioned, it's going to be centered pretty well between two significant substations that serve your township. And those substations are pretty much at capacity, and that is why we need to build the Eagle substation, is to help with the reliability, your service, as well as allowing for future growth that we're sure is going to be happening. Oh, I have the clicker. I can't do it all here. Okay. So the Eagle substation is going to have your typical features, which is security fencing. The security fencing is actually required by the electric code. It's not the building code. It's actually required by the electric code. They require a chain link fence with additional 1 foot of barbed wire. Consumers Energy puts the chain link fence at a 7-foot height with an additional 1 foot, which means it's 8 foot. The reason for that is because it doesn't affect me because I'm short, but like somebody like Rich, who's like at least 6 feet, that if the barbed wire started at 6 feet, it would be at eye level. We don't want that, so that's why we put it at 7 feet. It also will have a mobile substation grounding pad. That's what that yellow square is there. And basically that's just a gravel surface with a copper ground grid underneath it. The purpose for that copper ground grid is to keep our crews safe, because in times of outages or maintenance, our operations team, they bring in a mobile substation on like a big semi, and they will bring it in, park it, and then they connect that mobile substation, which is literally a substation on wheels, to the Eagle substation, and give everybody power so that they can work on the substation itself while still maintaining the electricity for people. So that's what the mobile substation is, grounding pad is for. Mobile pad is what we call that. And then we have 2 driveways, one coming off of each road. And then our construction dates, the HVD lines are expected to start in December. The substation construction is expected to start in March. Okay. And then I wanted to talk a little bit more about the layout of the substation. Again, I already mentioned the driveways, and I already mentioned where the mobile pad is, and the green is the substation. The setbacks per the zoning district, it's 60 feet from the center line of the roads, 20 feet from the side, and 75 feet from the rear. Your zoning ordinance isn't completely clear on if it's a corner lot, if you have two sides, two rears. But as from what I was gathering from it, we clearly meet the setbacks from every aspect with the exception of the rear, which is the church. So the south part, or the south property line, we fall a little bit short there. But everything else is exceeds the setback requirements, and we're also leaving trees there along the property line on the east, and there's also a tree line that the church has there on the south as well for screening purposes. And I don't know, the first picture that we showed on our cover, see, this is why you're running the clicker. Thank you. So this is what you see from the intersection, and these trees are all expected to stay. There's like a wetland area and a drainage easement for a county drain. Behind like that, you can kind of see the wetland. So everything in front of that will stay, including the church's sign. So there will be some screening from the intersection there.
And the fencing would run where?
The fencing
In that
is just
picture?
gonna be around, it's just the green.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, the rest of it will just be natural.
Have you talked to the zoning administrator?
Yes.
And he allowed 2 driveways on that parcel?
There wasn't anything that we saw that would not allow that, and we've talked to the road commission, and we so far haven't ran into any issues with that.
So you talked to the road commission, but not the zoning administrator?
No, we've talked to both. Yes, I've
Ryan?
talked to
Okay.
Ryan, and I've talked to,
Okay. I'm just curious because I didn't think that we'd allowed a driveway off each road on a corner lot.
okay,
But I could be wrong. I just don't know how that all sets with commercial.
I think it's really important. I think it's a really good point.
Mhm.
One thing that I would say, and Amy, I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm assuming the mobile sub is more of an emergency, whereas we probably err toward using 36
Yes.
as kind of where our regular maintenance folks come in. We can verify that, but I think it's a good call to come in on 36. It'd be much safer for everyone.
We are,
to do it that way.
yeah, that is going to be our main entrance is 36, and substations have very low traffic. It's maybe once a week somebody will stop in there and look at things after the construction's complete.
I also am curious about the setback for the fence. Because I think there's a rule on height of fence next to the road. I don't, you want to check on that. 7 foot's pretty tall right by the road like that.
Thank you. We'll connect with Ryan.
Okay.
If we could, the clerk, is anybody taking, I'm not taking those, Ryan? Justin? We want to follow up, just making sure we're good.
Yeah.
Just thanks for letting us come by tonight. Really appreciate it. Just really happy to serve Georgetown, and good luck with the rest of your meeting.
Can we ask you a couple? I didn't know we were wrapping it up. We'll be deluged with questions about this, and this will be controversial, and there'll be a lot of people concerned. We all need electricity, but this will hurt property value as far as most people will see, and they'll want to know why that area was selected, and they'll also be concerned about, is there, I don't want to say radiation, but as far as electrical, it does not enhance property value. And to have it on a corner, you know, we have down here in the middle of the section tucked away, but this will be right out there. And I know there's going to be people coming in here and saying, why was that location picked? And if there's a problem that you're not meeting our code right now, I'd get that taken care of. But I hope you're willing to come back again, because there will be an awful lot of questions about this.
Well, obviously, we want to be a good corporate neighbor. You know, we're everywhere. And I think, you know, we understand new things can be disruptive, even if, like, there's a substation around the corner, but if it's been there for 40 years, it doesn't seem like it's such an impact. But if it's a new substation, get that too. New things are impactful, especially. So we're here tonight because we want to share what your community is in need of and how we are doing our best to try to keep up with your growth. We've been at this a long time. It's not the easiest to find property, as you can imagine. Finding an easement corridor to couple with it, that's an additional challenge. But we feel like we can get this into the community in the least disruptive way possible.
You feel confident about the wetlands there?
I'm not an engineer, but our engineers feel like they can accommodate it.
Because we've looked at putting sidewalks and so forth in that area, and it's a financial nightmare.
Understood.
Will there be additional screening added besides that which you won't take away?
No, there's trees up in the corner, and then this site is back in that back corner. And there's a drainage pond up to just to the north of that. And then there was some existing trees there on the west as well.
Landscaping is interesting. I think what I really like about this, there's a lot of natural, mature things that are going to be preserved. Mm-hmm. That's a very good thing. We have to be careful on what grows up around substations. Trees are the number one reason for outages, and animals are number two. So we have to be mindful of animal infiltration into the substation. Squirrels and raccoons make bad choices sometimes, and it's the last one. I've seen it quite a few times. They cause a lot of disruption when they make those poor choices. So we just have to be mindful of wildlife when we. Exactly.
I did like to see that all your power's coming from the Campbell, and there was no solar systems hooked up in that thing, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to that drawing. We'll keep the Campbell open.
Every 90 days, it's going to keep stable for a while.
I know.
Okay. If there's nothing else, we're not leaving. We're here. Please, if questions come in over time, Justin will try to get a hold of me. We're very happy to try to turn around some answers. And that helps. We'll get back down.
I know you acquired the land, you acquired the easements, and so you've got, as long as you're meeting the requirements with us and with the county, then you can do what you are going to do. Just think of us in terms of what John was saying. If there's a way that you could, without too great expense, add in some fashion in a way that doesn't jeopardize your system back there, some further screening, I think that would help a lot with the community. If they drive by and don't even really notice it, would be great.
Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, was Joe part of this? What?
Joe wanted to comment about
You don't have to, Joe.
No, that's fine. There's been a lot of questions. We got some people in the audience worried about the water because we had a lot of flooding recently. Hopefully with the rain coming the rest of this week, hopefully we don't see a lot more flooding in Georgetown. There's been a lot of concerns on if consumers builds here, where's the retention pond? Again, the wetland question has been brought up to me numerous times. I know I worked with Rich and his team, quite a few engineers a while back. We got on a phone call and tried to work around. There's a drain easement. What does that look like? We don't want to disrupt that easement. We got a lot of drainage coming off Baldwin Street. So that'll be all part of our review. So I want to make sure, tonight I'm not just here for this. You got about 3 items on the agenda, and I just told Justin, hey, I might as well show up and answer any questions directly. You can hear it right from me. But again, Rich has reached out to me a few times and said, hey, our engineers are challenged in the very first run or go at this. Where can we put a detention pond? Because all this water runs downhill across the street, kind of on 36th, and ends up in other people's yards, could be. So we'll make sure we have the right retention, but nobody gets flooded out downstream.
Good.
So it'd be one of our reviews. We haven't really seen the up-to-date models, but I know working with their engineers, they're going to get very creative and make sure, and they got wetlands on there too. So we want to protect those the best we can, but anytime we can get storage for volume of water is a good thing. So they will be doing the standards just like anybody else.
Good.
So and they have good engineers on it. So we'll figure it out. They'll get there.
Yeah, thanks for that reassurance.
Yep. I just want to make sure
appreciate
that Justin asked me.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want me to talk about?
While you're here,
Thanks, Joe.
Much. Now we'll surrender to the chief here. He can take the microphone. Chief, with the fire department update for this past month. Thanks for coming.
Matt DeWitt, Georgetown Township Fire Chief. Just going over some of the stats from March and how busy we were. 114 calls for March. We had mutual aid given and received of 9. Had some pretty good grass fires along the highway, 196. We had to call mutual aid for that. Total of 406 calls year to date. Under training and public education, we did 13 home safety surveys for a total of 77 alarms installed between smoke detectors and combination alarms. And our notables for this month were the ladder truck. We're getting closer. Training has been complete. Driver's training, we're doing pump training. We should have it in service by May. That's kind of the goal. And we're getting the equipment established. Graphics are wrapping up this week. Radio's getting installed this week. So we're really hopeful we'll have it in the first part of May. So in service. We also hosted a regional hub for a class, an alternative fuel class, which was pretty cool. We got a chance for someone to come out from Ford. He brought some cars out. We got to see electric cars, talk about the different kinds of fuel that cars run on nowadays, not just gasoline anymore, and then what challenges that provides us as emergency responders cutting open a car, especially the electric cars, where to cut, where not to cut. So that was really cool. We had departments from Kent and Ottawa that joined us in that class. So we're hoping to do more of that. And yeah, it was good training.
So first quarter busier, about the same, or less busy than last year?
First quarter so far has been about the same up until the transition. Transition as far as starting from the 30th when we started has definitely picked up call volume. Yep. We'll have more of that for next month. We can speak to it. Yep.
Matt, I heard from my son.
Yeah.
Worked with Mark Nauta at Hudsonville.
Yeah.
And the day before Mark was going to leave Hudsonville, and he loved it. He loved Hudsonville High School and so forth. A woman had an incident out in the parking lot, and Mark ran there.
Nice.
And prolonged her life. He was instrumental. She did eventually in the hospital end up passing away.
Okay.
But we're very, very impressed to be one of our 6 that we've got working for us now. And
yeah, our guys are very excited. They're very excited to be able to serve the community in this fashion. It's been going really well.
Good.
So,
Good.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks, Chief. All right, item 8 on our agenda tonight is just communication, letters, and reports, which have been received by the board members for information. Item 9 is our initial public comment period, so this is an opportunity for anyone who wishes to address the board on topics that are on our agenda tonight to do so for up to a maximum of 3 minutes. There will be a second public comment period toward the end of the meeting, which is not a very long meeting tonight, so just in a few minutes from now, hopefully, in which you'll have a chance to speak again if you like, or speak for the first time. So is there anyone here tonight who'd like to address an agenda item at this point? See Mr. McCloskey.
Yeah, I live right next. I don't have any teeth, so I can't talk very well.
Name and address.
I'm getting dentures, okay?
Yeah.
I live next to where they're going to build their substation.
What address is that?
Huh?
What address is that?
Oh, mine is 3540,
Okay.
and theirs is 3570. I know their address.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't agree with some of the pictures that they have on there, and some of the dimensions that they have. I don't agree with all that. So they're gonna, because I live right next door to it, and I don't want substation there, but it's gonna devalue my property, and I don't want that.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? And seeing one more, yes.
Hi, P. Plowman, 6877 Creek Ridge Court. On your agenda items, Agenda 10.2, the approval of the March board closed session meetings. I don't see anything that, that the public can see. It must be, since it was closed, but you're approving something that we have no visibility to. I don't know why that is. It's certainly not transparent. The other item is number 12, the siren. I spoke in the services committee. That location, we're servicing communities on the other side of the river. I'm hoping that we're going to move that tower so it services more of Georgetown in that radius that it covers. I'm hoping that you're going to at least look at that. Some of the, you know, the people that are going to put it up, make a recommendation. That does not mean we have to take their recommendation. We can do what's best for Georgetown. The other thing on the property purchase, which is item number 16, I looked at the April expenditures. We've already paid for that property. We've already wrote them a check. I see it on the April expenditures. So you're going to go in closed session to approve the dollars that we've already spent? You can clarify that later.
This is a different one, Pete. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm confused on that. Because I would be concerned if the clerk and the treasurer are writing checks for that amount without the board approval. I mean, you made approval in your session to make the offer, but you didn't give approval to spend the dollars, is my concern. Then the other thing that I have is, as it relates to the fire department, are we going to do anything to bill the nursing homes, the nonprofits, the people who don't pay taxes using our EMS systems here? Are we going to bill them for each service that we go out there? Or since they pay no tax, is that just a free service that we do for them? Just something you guys should consider. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll close that public comment period. We'll go to item 10, consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
Any comments? Mostly just minutes and such. And about that one reference to closed meeting minutes, I'll just say closed meetings in this context are permissible as long as no action is taken. If we were to report such things in minutes, what would be the point in going to closed session? It's permissible by law. Anything we act upon, of course, has to be acted upon here in the public and also included within our minutes. Did we just vote? Did we say yes?
Yes.
Well, yes, we did. Okay, item 11, Christmas light bids. Is there a motion to approve the bid package from Cedar Lake Lights LLC?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. Discussion among the board came through utilities. We had a couple of different meetings about, I'm sorry, services. Thank you.
Services, yes.
Yep. This is our low bid by a pretty good margin.
Right.
Of course, as Justin, I think, pointed out in those meetings, it isn't perfectly apples to apples, but it's pretty similar one to the next. And the consensus, at least in services, was that this was both comparable in terms of scope and coverage and ability and less cost. So, and I know I see Ryan tonight.
Yep.
It is here if anybody has questions, but the board is welcome to address it. If you have any comments or.
On the old fountain thing, it says trees, all trees, are we still looking at doing a waterfall type thing? I mean, has anything get discussed on, I mean, are we still, on part of that same question I had, I guess, are we still in favor of outlining the whole roof and everything we did before? I mean, because I just seen this just not a couple of days ago, and I don't know if the service committee had this before, that you look through all these individual places to, I mean, is the service committee in agreement then that they want to outline the building like we did before? Or do we want to do something a little bit different? And the only other thing is like trees, but I didn't know if you're going to try to do the blue little fake waterfall things coming down, or
You can tell if you like.
it's trivial, but it's just questions I had, I
Oh,
guess.
no problem. Ryan Kidd, Cedar Lake Lights owner. Yeah, I actually price quoted it based on apples to apples of what you guys already had up. So if it would include any type of fountain. Again, there's wiggle room in there. I purposely underbid everything else because I want the job, because I'm a Georgetown resident. I take pride in it, and I'd love the opportunity to do it. I would love to be, I was about ready to text you, but like if it goes through, I would love to be added to services that we can have an open discussion if there's any type of things visions that you would like. But otherwise, I planned on doing the fountains. I actually planned on the tree, it's not in there, but the tree, your main tree, I want to do it. The opportunity to change colors. As you know, if you've ever seen Cedar Lake Light Show, mine goes to music. I'm not going to go to that extreme, but I want to make sure it looks really nice. So,
How about the clock tower? Is that?
Yep, that's all included. And it would be the same type of, I think we had
We wrap it
garland
last
around.
year, or did we just put a?
All it was garland kind of swooped around the middle portion.
Part of it?
Yeah, and then the trees behind it, and then the poles that were right there were garland.
Did we have a wreath by the clock face itself too, or not? I don't think we did.
I don't think you did, but I mean, we can definitely look into that. I have two really large ones right when you come off of the highway there, right on that wall. I think I quoted in there a 60-inch, two of them. And then I also quoted a very large one out front here at the library too. And then I based off of, I mean, it's 900 feet of C9 going all around the line here. And if that's something we decide, if services decides that maybe they didn't want to do it that way, we can definitely look at it. So,
Yeah,
but I priced it based on apples to apples.
How much discussion was had, or do we need to have a little bit? I mean, everybody sure?
He came and spoke at the services meeting
Yep.
too and kind of
Okay.
laid it all out for us.
Okay.
We felt confident, and that's why we recommended Ryan.
And then you're willing to come back
For
and
sure.
fine tune
Yep.
anything like that.
That's one thing that it kind of worried me a little bit, was the fact that when I was going around to each location, I noticed a lot of sections were out. And so it was harder to quote it, but I knew that those trees would exist already, just as far as like being powered. And then one of the times when I came here, I saw the garland swooped really large in the library too. I live by 24, 48 hours. I'll respond within 24 hours. I'll fix it within 48 hours. And I'm right here, so I'm like 2 minutes from here.
Is there going to be any drones?
What's that?
Any drones?
Any drone? I would like to, once it's up, use my drone to at least get some footage of it. It'd be kind of cool to add it to the collection of things that I'm working on.
Yeah. Thanks,
How much
Ryan.
electricity do we have on the other side of our driveway from our sign?
That is also what I'm going to be looking at.
Do we have power there for those trees or not?
I'm not sure we have it on the other side of the wall, on the west side of the entranceway. I don't think we do.
On the west side of our
Entrance, yeah.
driveway coming?
I have to check, but I don't think we do.
Okay.
We do. Rod's here. There we go. We
Rod's
do.
here.
We do?
Yep.
'Cause that was the other thing. I mean, I like the outline, but I think if we get the big Christmas tree and we got our signage like we talked about, and then if we did the trees out front, I think it's, I don't know.
Overkill?
Yeah, the
No,
more
I
the merrier.
think, I think doing the roof is
Like
the
more, is that what you're saying?
I don't know if I like the roof done. I'd
Warm
rather spend
white.
it on the trees.
I kind of like the roof, but
Okay.
Tone back what I normally do, so.
Well, I like the ideas if we can fine tune it with the service committee and whatever they decide.
We're all over it.
I know you're an expert in stuff.
Anybody else for Ryan while we've got him?
Delay it.
No?
this sounds great.
It is weird being on this side, by the way.
Thanks, Ryan.
Appreciate it. All right. If there's no further discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Item 12, the tornado siren project. Is there a motion to approve of adding that siren there in that sector down off from Cottonwood, in that direction?
Support.
Supported, great. All of you saw the materials that went with it, the coverage areas, and we want optimum placement. And I trust that the spirit of the board is to authorize the optimum placement, right?
Well, and I appreciate Mr. Plowman's comment about maybe moving it. And I know Justin looked at different areas that could service it, but there was no power, and we need a spot that has power. and we don't want to pay to put in power lines and all of that for the siren. We kind of have to go with where there's already poles and power. So,
I think if we get too crazy, we gotta probably deal with the aviation board or something too, don't we? If we try to put that out in the middle somewhere with a,
Well, there it is, just a little area, but I guess if you're in that area when something happens, it's important to you.
it's for the safety of our residents and our friends.
And that's by the campground, right?
Mhm.
That could be,
Yes.
people are in trailers, and
Correct.
that could be important.
All right, any further discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. We'll move now to item number 13. This is about the deck replacement there at 8th Avenue Park. Is there a motion to approve the Apex Contractors bid to replace that deck?
So moved.
Support.
It moved and supported. This came through services. Recall there was an area that was removed, a platform and so on, hanging over that was removed and not replaced.
Correct.
This one generates enough support and interest in the community that we felt replacing it would be important.
People
But it clearly
push
needs it.
off Yeah,
Yeah.
it needs it. It's falling apart. It's a danger. So we want to keep everybody safe.
Incredibly popular.
Yeah.
People love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shortcut walking across. I think it enhances the park. I'd be nervous if the railing, like before we had talked about this, and there were some comments about taking the railing off of that also. I think it'd be incredibly dangerous to do that.
Correct.
And so there was kind of a compromise. How about that small area where it's very, very shallow? I'm very glad it's being done, and I think it's a smart idea. And you need the railings.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gentleman there that would come down in a wheelchair and fish off that frequently.
A lot of people
Almost
fish
every day.
off of there.
He was
Yeah.
there for a while.
is it gonna be similar wood that they used in the past? I know things have gotten better over the years. Rod, do you know if there's gonna be anything different as far as wood? They can make it exactly the same way that it is now? Or they got a different idea on how they wanna put that together? Yeah. So it's gonna look the same once it's done like this? Yeah. Well, okay.
Will look better.
Look back. Look run down.
Are you using different material for the railings?
Yes, there will be, like the Peter Secchia Trail railing that's out there with the metal grid.
Good.
It should be a lot more durable.
Anyone else?
They're bad. They're bad.
They're bad.
Bad. I went down and looked at them.
Oh, yeah. Pictures.
I hate decks. Number one callback on building, treated lumber.
Yeah.
It's actually number 4 lumber treated, that's what it is. That's why it doesn't last. But it's gotta be done.
Yep. All right, motions before you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 14, second public comment period. Now you can address the board on any topic you like. I know we had a couple of candidates who wanted to address us, and anyone else who's here this evening, you're welcome.
Hold that. Or I'll just have to leave it. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Hi, folks. I'm John Wetzel. I'm a local Ottawa County guy here, running for state representative. About 30 years of small business experience growing. We're a vendor to one of the largest sectors in Michigan, which is the hospitality industry. We put in, it's a POS system. It stands for point of sale, not that other thing when you get mad at your car and you know. And boy, you guys are a hard crowd. I usually get a little bit of a laugh out of that. But
I got you.
we've worked with since 2003. So going back, I was in the corporate world for a little while until 2001. Just really wasn't my bag of tricks. I guess you could say you're more worried about justifying your job than you are actually getting things done. And I shifted to doing general consulting in IT, then got into a spot where I was reselling software and putting together packages and getting to know the restaurant community. And, 800 to 1,000 restaurants later, they come and go. But here we are, it's 2026. Really have had a calling to want to help in working out of a county to keep it from, it just seems like we're losing a lot of our traditional values. Things are just shifting. I'm not one of these people that says, oh, get rid of the public schools. I think things can really be helped and tweaked. And I certainly don't come here acting like I'm a know-it-all of all things. I know business. I definitely have some ideas on what we could do to get some of our small businesses coming back to Michigan instead of running away. But overall, I come to you more as a servant leader type. I've hit it off and really enjoyed knowing Roger Victor the last 4 or 5 years. He's a farmer. I'm not a farmer. The Wetzel side, my last name, going beyond my dad, who was a 30-year tool and die maker at GM. All small farmers before that. We were growing up really, we grew up really learning that, you reap what you sow. This is, hard work, and life isn't always about just doing, walking in and getting to be at the top. There's a pecking order, and you have to work hard. And sometimes, and that came as I grew up in the business world, learning. Really coming out of Grand Valley State when I graduated, and not having a whole lot of a pot to do something in, as we say. And I've really grown frugally in that time. I wasn't one of these guys that went and got 250 grand cedar money and all these great stories. That would stress me out. I don't want to, in that case, I don't want to use other people's money. But there really is a case for, I think, small business mentorship in the area. Some of the zoning that's going on with this Public Act 222 or 233 that's happened when trifecta. Nobody's Democrat here, hopefully. Not picking any Democrats. When the blue team had control of the House and the Senate, it really was one of those situations where they were able to do some things.
That's the 3-minute mark.
Oh man, I'm out of here. I didn't have a little countdown. I'm used to the. Anyway, I don't know everything. I'm just here to try to help you guys in any way, shape, or form that I can. I'd love to learn and figure out what we could do as far as new funding. Already, I know we need to repeal that Public Act, but there's a lot to it. But thanks very
much. And I think I want to clarify. I see it says on your tag, it says for state senate, and you start off by saying for state rep. So I just want to make sure we're clear. It's senate.
All right, state senate.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Yeah. Well, you guys are our representatives, and I guess it just came out.
All right. Thanks.
State senate.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
Good deal. Welcome.
Hello, Georgetown Board of Trustees. I appreciate you guys letting me speak. My name is Kevin J. Moss, and I'm running for state senator in the 31st District. And I'm a West Michigan business owner, and I've worked in the Michigan Senate under Republican leader Eric Nesbitt. And I know that Georgetown uses over 2 billion gallons of water every single year. And I know that Georgetown families and residents right behind me have been hit with a 55% water hike, which is astronomical. And I know that this board right in front of me has imposed a freeze on all development because the infrastructure in Georgetown Township hasn't kept up with the astronomical growth in Georgetown Township. And as your state senator, I will advocate and I will fight for infrastructure funding for the immense and abundance of infrastructure that either needs to be updated, that needs to be replaced, or that needs to be added. And I will also fight for revenue sharing, state revenue sharing, to high growth townships like Georgetown Township. And I will also fight to repeal the one big not so beautiful bill, PA 233, so that Georgetown Township can actually control Georgetown Township's land rather than a foreign company going to a state commission and getting a permit to build on Georgetown Township's land, and you guys can't do anything about it. That's not right. It should be local control. And I just want you to know 2 things about me before I go. Just 2 things. Well, 3 things. My name is Kevin J. Moss. Number 2, I show up. And number 3, I get things done. So thank you guys very much for letting me speak. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys. And I have a card for all of you guys with my card in it too. So
Feel free. Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. You bet.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Joe? Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
Pete Plowman, 6877 Creek Ridge Court. Hey, just a quick note. I think your open meetings, MCL 12.268, should be 15.268. So I just wanted to bring a quick note. The letter that was from the lady that you bravely put on the agenda, which was great. I've been talking about this for a while. We have a tiered system now where the people who use less than 12 units still pay for 12 units. I think you should look at that, and if we're not going to tier at the high end, the 25% power users, if we're not going to make them pay extra for the volume that they're going to do, then you should do away with the bottom tier and not force people to pay for something that they never use. So I'm hoping that you will do something about that. And once again, I want to reiterate that we as Georgetown should charge the nursing home retirement centers that don't pay any taxes for the services that we give them, primarily the EMS stuff. Every time we go there, we send them a bill the next day for the services rendered. I mean, I know that we charge for water and sewer to those folks, so we should be charging for other services as well, since they pay no taxes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Klosky at 3540 Baldwin Street. With all the construction going on, the traffic through there is just tremendous anymore. It's nothing but straight line of traffic, constant. What can we do with the sheriff's department to help certain time of day that they can't police that area? All along Baldwin, all the way from 48th, all them people, and then they go up to on 36 past the schools, and the traffic off of Port Deal and Chicago Drive, they all come up this way because of the construction going on with your sewer system. I don't know, how long is that going to be tore up? Can Joe answer that?
Probably not Joe's domain, but you could seek someone out. This is a topic for you to address right now yourself.
Well, I'd like to know, I mean, is this going to go all the way through the summer of 26 and into 27?
Again, this
Do
is
people know any of that?
You have the floor.
Huh?
You have the floor, Mr. McCloskey. It's your 3 minutes.
Well, does any one of you trustees know how long that's going to be?
Yeah, I remind you this, there's not dialogue during this time because this is your opportunity to present. If anybody wishes to address that during board discussion, they may. If you wish to, buttonhole Justin or one of us or even whoever it might be, you mentioned something about the sheriff's department, and you can go to the appropriate people to get direct answers that are in depth.
Well, do I have to contact the sheriff's department, see if they can't add some certain times a day to police it a little bit? Now, I did see somebody out there today that they're doing something with the speed limits because the red lights are out in front of my street. They are trying to slow people down.
Good.
But it's getting ridiculous. And at my age, I can't even pull out of my driveway. So I can't pull out of my driveway until that light turns red on 36. Because if I pull out going east, they'd hit me in the back. And I don't want to have to live like that.
Yeah. I can't imagine the amount of change you've seen in 80-plus years.
Oh, I have. When I moved here in August of '09, there was nothing over there. It was all farmland. Now we got all these houses being built. So.
Thank you. Anyone else? Welcome.
Hi. My name is Kevin Houtzinger, 2669 Tamarack Drive, right here in Jenison. I wish Clerk Kuiper was here, but I sent this via email as well, and I think a few neighbors that I've spoken to about the topic have also felt heated enough to send an email as well. But I'm, once again, just looking for clarification from the board that confirms Clerk Kuiper's involvement in the discussions about ordinance number 2026-03, the temporary moratorium, was appropriate and in compliance with your policy 2010-01. That policy states that the board, you, should avoid creating an appearance of impropriety even. I just want to confirm that there's no appearance of impropriety or anything like that with her involvement in discussions at the February and March meetings speaking about the moratorium, given her employment with Eastbrook Homes, and given that Eastbrook Homes was present at both of those meetings, speaking against the moratorium, saying that there would be financial hardships to them and possibly their employees, Clerk Kuiper, if the moratorium was to go into effect. And their counsel also sent a letter kind of questioning if it would hold up to judicial scrutiny. I yield my minute and a half remaining if you guys wanted to talk about that, or I understand that that might be more appropriate during the your guys' time to speak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? None. We'll close the second public comment period. We're going to do discussion and general information ahead of closed session this evening. So anyone on the board wish to address either something that was brought up during open public comment or just something on your mind or something you attended, something you want us to know?
Attended a treasurer/assessors meeting this afternoon at the New Holland Center in that West Shore Mall. Pretty fabulous place they got there. I think it was the old Yonkers or something that $16 million of the building was donated, and they had, I think they only ended up putting $2 or $3 million in of their own. Otherwise, the rest of it it's all free and clear and paid for. And pickleball courts, 7 or 9 of them in there, and it's like 1,000 people a day that run through that place, and plus all the conference rooms and everything else that they have. It's quite the place. But that's where our meeting was today. Good meeting. Talked about the postage laws that might come into effect as far as taxes and when things are due and not due. And assessors got up, talked a lot about some new laws that are coming in with paying no property taxes and different things like that too. So good meeting. Glad I went.
Did you discuss unrealized gains? I'd like to sit in that meeting for a little while.
Yeah.
I appreciate Rich and Amy coming in. I think they're very detailed. I am nervous about it, but it seems like they're doing their best with it. I wish it was a different location, but that's where we're at. But you were very open, and we appreciate that.
And I would like to say how nice our township looks with all of the veteran banners that are up at the library and all of the flags along Chicago Drive. It's, I mean, looking very nice, and I appreciate all of our DPW or whoever is installing all of that. I think it looks wonderful.
Just to address, I didn't quite understand what Mr. McCloskey was saying, but I'm assuming he's asking about the 48th Avenue water line. That should be completed this year, right, Joe, to Baldwin Street? From Port Sheldon to Baldwin, 48th Avenue be completed. We don't have a timeline yet for Baldwin. The bids aren't out as far as I know, and we'll have to figure that out. Whether we do it, I'll probably do it in 2 phases last time I talked to Justin. So that gives you some information on that. Number 2, last week I went for a ride over to Maplewood Park. We made a really good decision on replacing that basketball court. This winter, that thing heaved terribly. I mean, there's some spots it's up this high. I mean, this winter was brutal on that thing, and the tennis court's the same thing. So,
Well, that tennis court has been horrible for years.
well, they're really bad now. If you thought they were bad, they're even worse. Because the winter,
Play the bounce.
cold weather this year, yeah, we made a good decision by replacing those.
Yes.
It needed to be done. So,
Good.
Anyone else? I appreciate it. Item 16, we're going to, yeah, sorry.
.268D,
Wait.
so
Okay.
I'm going to add that correction.
Okay.
when we go into closed session. Thank you.
All right, very good. At this time, we're going to go into closed session. This is when the board is able to discuss possible property acquisition. That would always have to be with a public purpose, and that could only take place in an open meeting. So discussion can take place, otherwise negotiations or otherwise would be compromised with the seller. If there is a decision to be made tonight yet, we'd come back on the record and make that decision. If we're not ready to make a decision, we'll come back on the record and close the meeting. And yeah, that's it. So you're welcome to stay if you wish. So is there a motion to go into closed session for property acquisition?
so moved.
Support.
Roll call vote. Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And our treasurer?
Yes.
And Amy?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Evan?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Okay, motion to go back into open session.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. John?
Yes.
Gene?
Yes.
Supervisor Woods, yes?
Yes.
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 All right, all in favor, we're back in open session now. Is there a motion to acquire property on behalf of the township at the northeast corner there of Berry and 8th Avenue for the sum of $185,000?
So moved.
Support. Moved and supported. I think it'd be appropriate to identify it and give its purpose briefly, if you would, Justin, just for the sake of.
Yes, no problem, Jim. So the acquisition involves the property directly behind our pump station that serves as, also referred to as GT1. And GT1 serves about approximately 60% of our water in the whole township. And the future acquisition will allow us to build a new pump station and a potential water storage in the hopefully far future. So.
And the purchase agreement then, if this is voted yes, will be executed this evening. Proceed toward a closing. You're authorized to do so. I think would that agreement be subject then to public scrutiny through either being part of a future part of our agenda, or otherwise they contact the office? How do they find that out?
Yes, we're going to include the purchase agreement with the minutes, and so that they'll be viewable to the public at home. So.
Very good. All right, we'll do a roll call vote on this one as well. Okay, so there's been a motion, seconded, correct? Okay.
Motion to purchase.
John?
Yes.
Gene?
Yes.
I vote yes.
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 Okay, so it's 6-0. It's been authorized. Appreciate it. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, meeting's adjourned. Utilities